It is good news for this bilateral breakthrough, potentially, with Mexican officials, Andrew, back in Washington. They've been here most of the month, but an agreement now is expected to be imminent, and talks, I'm told, are down to a single issue. It is unclear, though, what type of agreement could be reached here. The approval the White House got from Congress last year to reopen talks were explicitly for negotiations with Canada and Mexico to modernize the three-party NAFTA. Four congressional aides tell CNBC that President Trump would need new permission if he wanted to do a bilateral deal, and that could take up to another 180 days. Meanwhile, the president is managing expectations for mid-level talks with China this week. He's discounting the optimism of his own economic team, telling Reuters he doesn't anticipate much this week and has no deadline for the talks to wrap up, saying, "I'm like China. I have a long time horizon." One Chinese official tells CNBC the purpose of the talks this week is for each side to test each other's boundaries. By the time the talks conclude, China and the U.S. will likely have tariffs in place on $50 billion in goods on either side, with the U.S. holding events on Thursday and Friday that will only ramp up rhetoric against China. U.S. officials point out that the talks may signal the Treasury Department's interest in stabilizing the relationship, stabilizing the market, but the tariff toolbox is controlled separately. It's controlled by the U.S. Trade Representative. And while Trump and President Xi may meet at APEC or the G20 in November, the president says nothing's been scheduled. A lot can happen before then, Joe.